Okay, we are back with the superficial back line, superficial back web, superficial back net. They're again interchangeable. I'm going to itemize the muscles in this line for you, but we're going to be biasing the hamstrings. For purposes of the video, I'm going to be stretching her left hamstring. Now, I talked about this in a previous video. There is a nice curve that goes from her heel up into her Achilles. Now, you don't have this with shoes, and most shoes are designed not with the foot in mind. So it is imperative. It's optional, but it's really highly suggested that they go barefoot when you're stretching them, just so you can have, again, less stuff on the foot so they can actually spread their feet and relax even further. And it gives you this nice anatomical hook for your hand. So I'm going to hook with the palm of my hand underneath that area. I can have the same side, or I can use the opposite side. There's no right or wrong with that, but you will have better leverage with one side or another side. And I use this anchor point to bring her leg up into straight flexion. Now, if this leg is heavy, if she has a larger leg than I can support, or if it's a larger male, you might need to use the other arm and anchor this free hand into the table. So if Laura pushes down on me, she's pushing down on me, and the energy goes into the table, and the table is connected to the floor. I'm not going to go anywhere. But if I was unsupported, and if she pushes me down, or if she had a heavier leg, I would crumble under the force. So I could have this Turkish get-up kind of position where I'm here, fingers out, so you're not pinching yourself into the table. So fingers out in external rotation if you use this position, and I can lean back and use my entire body to come in forward. Remember, I'm not just using my arm, my triceps. I can use my entire body to move this leg up into a straight hip flexion. If I don't need this table set up because I'm strong enough to support this with one arm, I can use this other arm to check this hip. And when I say check this hip, meaning just anchor it, not pushing it away into external rotation. I'm just making sure it doesn't come with me as I come into straight hip flexion. Now, if I rotate her leg internally, see what I'm doing? I'm steering her leg internally. So her kneecap is going to her opposite shoulder. I can bias more the lateral hamstring, lateral calf. If I turn her kneecap towards you, towards the camera, I can bias the medial hamstring. But in terms of tightest to loosest, or stickiest to most fluid, the lateral hamstring is usually the stiffest. The center hamstrings, the center of the tissues, are looser, and then the loosest, or the most slidey, are the medial hamstrings. Okay, so I come up, and Laura was a dancer, so she has a little bit more range in this position, but a lot of people will be a little bit more restricted. Now, especially people with higher visceral body fat, because there's going to be a lot of girth here, and this girth will actually prevent them coming up into hip flexion. So don't expect your leg to go up highly when there's a large obstruction here. And I'm not going to come back in the straight back position. I'm going to come across into a different lane, and I come back to center. Okay. Again, if I'm strong enough to use just one hand, I can come across and hold on to this leg here off to the side. If I need table support, I back away. I use the table, and I come forward with the entire table behind me for support. You're just not going to be able to come over to the side. I come out a different lane, so I come out aside. Now this leads us right into the next position that we're going to go over, but I'm going to bring her all the way back to the center.